Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Buckle up. This is your captain speaking. We're getting ready for takeoff. Today, we're flying into the territory of serendipity, synchronicity, and strange coincidences. I just posted a picture and I titled it, Miracles Happen. So, we also be going to the territory of miracles. It kind of all goes together. Let me see where I adjust this microphone here. Okay, so I don't know where to start. You know me, I don't follow a script. I had an idea what to talk about today, about coincidences, synchronicities, because I've had a few things happen to me in the last few days. Now, I want everyone to comment below what coincidences have happened to you that you think is a strange coincidence, something you can't explain, positive or negative. Either way, you can't explain it, and yet you've seen it. What I mean is, how can I put it into words? Let's say you're thinking about somebody, right? You're just thinking about them, right? And they call you up on the phone. Somebody you haven't seen in 6 months. Just thinking about them, and mysteriously they show up. Yeah. Just a remarkable coincidence. Well, in the last few days, I've been going through that myself. So let me give you an example of a remarkable coincidence that the whole world has witnessed. So, everybody knows the Pope recently passed away, right? Okay, he gave his sermon on Easter morning. Then, I think early Monday is when he passed. Now, here is the coincidence. He did this on Easter weekend. He passed away right on Easter. I mean, not exactly on Sunday, early Monday morning, but still in that time frame. Easter weekend. He passed away. Coincidence, right? You have to believe that. I mean, he was like in his upper 80s, right? So you have to believe that's a coincidence. But on the same day, something else happened. That it's not getting news, it's not getting attention, but I think it's important. The founder of the World Economic Forum, Mr. Klaus Schwab, stepped down. The founder himself of the WEF. Now, you don't know what that is. Well, Mr. Schwab, he probably has more power and influence than Donald Trump or Biden. Just saying. You think Trump is the most powerful man in the world? No. Him and Biden, our presidents, are there to give us the illusion of choice. When the Council on Foreign Relations or the World Economic Forum, they're the ones who determine economic policy. You don't vote for these people. You don't elect them. But they control the economies of all over the world. But they're not alone. You got equity firms like BlackRock, Blackstone, Vanguard, State Street. The president, they have no power. Trump has no power. Biden has no power. None of our presidents do. They are there. They're actors. I know some of you on the blue team, some of you on the red team are mega people. And right, what? And some of you hate Trump, some of you hate Biden. I don't care. You need to realize this. Those men do what they're told. So on the same day that the Pope dies, the founder himself, the guy who started the World Economic Forum, not just the leader of the council, he's the founder, the guy who created the group, stepped down, resigned after 55 years. Yeah, you have to believe that's a remarkable coincidence. That's what I'm talking about. Coincidences, synchronicities. Now, that's something that happened on the public level. I just had a birthday on Thursday. My birthday is always right around Easter. So was Hitler's. Ooh, I don't want to be connected to him. Ooh, I looked that up. Events that have happened on or around my birthday, the Titanic. Look that up. I think it was April 12th, 1913 or something like that. I got to look it up. But it's in the month of April, right around the time of Easter, Passover. The Titanic sank. Rowdy Roddy Piper, his birthday is the same as mine. That's why I love that wrestler. Now, I'm not wearing that shirt today. Today I went to town and well, like I said, synchronicities have been happening to me that I can't explain. How can I explain this? I also suffer from the 11:11 phenomenon. Now here's one for you. I was at Dairy Queen today, right? And so it was exactly 11:11 a.m. when the cashier rang me up. And the ticket number was number 11. And I told the cashier, I said, wow, that's amazing. And she looked right at it, at the receipt that she gave me, which is number 11, and right on my phone. I showed her. It's exactly 11:11 a.m. and the receipt number is number 11. At exactly 11:11 a.m. I said, I suffer from this phenomenon. And her mouth just got real big because I showed it to her. Here it is. It's right on my phone. Here's the receipt you just gave me of exactly 11:11. Receipt number 11. Just a coincidence, right? Phenomenon, coincidence, whatever you want to call it. So, that's just one. Here's another one for you. Now, I've been trying to get some advice. I got some legal advice on it, and what to do, because, okay, I did my taxes, right? Now, when I got my tax forms and I put in there for electronic deposit, well, they did that. A few days ago, the IRS deposited electronically into my checking account the amount of money that they were supposed to. And it wasn't a whole lot. I don't make a lot of money. I got back $985. Every once in a while, I do get tax returns. Not much. I mean, that's not a lot of money in this day and age. That's peanuts. But that's the amount that I got back electronically. Then, a few days later, over the weekend, just this past weekend, I just had a birthday, right? So I checked the mailbox. And guess what was in the mailbox? I don't know if it was on my birthday or the day after. Because, let's see, it's just now Wednesday, so I'm guessing I probably checked it on Saturday. I just had a birthday. So I got the check, and I'm going, what? So I held on to it for the weekend, and it was for $935. But I'm going, that can't be, because the IRS just paid me. At least I assumed it was them. So today I went to the bank, and I signed up for, I'm going to get signed up tomorrow, because I couldn't do it today because the internet was down, to do banking online, so I can look on my phone and keep track of my checking account at all times, 24/7. Know exactly what's in there, what checks. I don't write checks, but the purchases I've made. I've only got like 4 or 5 subscriptions taking money out every month, like my gym, Spotify, YouTube. I don't have very many. I have life insurance that takes money out every month. But so I'm thinking, what am I going to do? So I looked at the check. The amount on the check was $935. So today when I got my bank statement and I checked it over, yes, the IRS did make a deposit a few days ago for $985. So the electronic deposit is $985, but the check is $935. Two different numbers. Not just different by $1 or two, by $50. Because my tax returns average between $800 to $1,000 every year. I have for the past 5 or 6 years. It hasn't varied that much, really. I get back almost around the same amount in that vicinity. Now, one year I never got my tax returns. It's supposed to come in a physical check, so I'm thinking this could be it. I'll have to dig up my records to find out for sure, but I said, well, Dad, what am I going to do? Do I contact the IRS? Do I wait for them to say, hey, this is a past tax return you never got? Because they are two different numbers. Now, if they were identical numbers and say the IRS made a glitch and say, look, you know, they send it electronically, but for some reason they also send a check. But the amounts are different by $50. The check is $935. The electronic deposit is $985. Different numbers. So, and the legal advice I've gotten so far. Hold on. Always. All right. I got interrupted for a second. And I got warm. Had to take my jacket off. It's right here. The captain still got his jacket. But it got a little warm in here. Now, these are soft lights. They're not as bad as the Super Troopers. They get hot. They get hot. So if you have a YouTube studio, just use soft lights. Now, Super Troopers are great. Don't get me wrong. Depends on the kind of lighting you need, but boy, you will get hot. Okay, back to what I was talking about. I was what was I? I lost my train of thought. Oh my God. I was talking about the difference in my tax returns. We were talking about synchronicity and what's happening. One of the things that's happening. And so I Googled. These IRS make these mistakes very often. Rare. I mean, it's so rare to make a mistake in your favor. So the best advice I was given is go ahead and deposit the check. Put it in a separate account and just keep it there. Just sit on it. Don't spend it. Don't. And if they send you a letter saying, hey, we erred, I'm going, how can that be? They're two different amounts. So I know where their office is in Springfield, Missouri. So when I get a letter, I'll go down to their office and see if we can straighten it out. That's what I'm going to do. Just sit on it, like having an emergency fund, which I've got right now. You know, I'm lucky to have some money. I can't tell you the amount. That's private, but I do have one. And it's not a lot of money, but something's better than nothing. You know, even if you only have 5 or 10 grand sitting in there, and 10 grand's not a lot of money anymore. It's not. You could sit there and sit on $10,000 in emergency fund. How long will that last? 6 months at best. Depends on what your expenses are. It won't last very long. I guarantee it. It'll be gone just like that. With the inflation and the cost of living these days, even $20,000 wouldn't be a lot. That's peanuts. But anyway, that's one of the synchronicities going on with me right now. Is the IRS did electronically deposit, and then they sent me another, but it's a different dollar amount. The difference of $50. How do you explain that? I can't. So I'm just going to deposit it and sit on it. And if they send me a letter, well, I'll go down to their office and clear it up and do the right thing. All I can do is sit on it. That's it. See what happens for the next 90 days. Even after that, I'll just sit on it as savings. Just keep it there. I like knowing it's there. That's the comfort of having an emergency fund, is the comfort of knowing you're prepared for emergency. My car breaks down, I can get it fixed. No problem. Bada boom, bada bing, done. Don't think about it. Don't sweat it. But we got to get back to the topic of synchronicities. That's one of them that's going on. It's something that has happened. I can't explain. I also talked to you about my 1111 phenomenon. I do suffer from it. I see that number all the time. Do you see 1111? So what coincidences have happened to you? What I just explained my deal with the IRS. What has happened to me? They paid me twice, but they're different dollar amounts. So, a blessing, a miracle, who knows? Another thing I've been experiencing, another form of synchronicity. This is more personal. There's a certain individual, and I tried to put some distance between us, but I mean, it's not a hatred type of thing, but I don't know how to explain this. This individual's name keeps popping up in my searches, and this individual has a rare name. There's only a few people on this planet with that name. I mean, it's that rare. It's like my name is not common around here anyways. My first name, how many Jeremiahs are there? Well, there's a few, but it's not on the top 100 list. It's not, it's not as common as Mark or Brian or Stacy. Stacy could be boy or girl. So this girl that I kind of had a crush on her for a while, and I did ask her out. I did be brave enough. 99% of men would never have the courage to walk up and ask her out, and I did, and she still said no. That's okay. I got a no. That's fine. I can live with that. I can live with no. What I can't live with is what if. I didn't want to spend my life going what if. What if I only had the courage to walk up and ask? At least with a no, I can move on. And I did. I moved on with my life and go, big deal. So what? No, I wasn't crushed. I expected her to say no. I never expected her to say yes like Carlene did. But lately, in the past few weeks, her name has been popping up. And she does not have a common name. It's not common. I Googled it. It's like number 200. It's not even the top 100. It's not even in the top 200. It's like number 250 or something like that. It's way down there. So it's not a common name. And yet, her name's been showing up here and there. I was on Facebook, and a clip from Star Trek Voyager showed up, and so, that looks like an interesting episode, and I'll go back and watch it. And her name popped up again. It's like the name of the character, whether it's a name on a billboard. I've been seeing it in various places. Synchronicity. Her name has been popping up in the last few days. It used to pop up periodically every couple of months, but now it's almost daily. Kind of like 1111. You just see it. It's kind of like if you was to buy a Volkswagen Beetle. No, a slug bug. We used to call them slug bugs. Well, the moment you buy a slug bug, suddenly you notice slug bugs all over town. We used to have, when I was a kid growing up, this shirt says 1970s. I was a kid during the 70s. We used to play slug bug when we go on trips. You hit somebody on the shoulder every time you see a slug bug, a Volkswagen Beetle, right? And they used to be kind of common because you would see them everywhere. So it's, now Jeep Wranglers are more common. If I was to get another Jeep Wrangler, and I'd see them everywhere. I'm a Jeep lover. What can I say? We have 4 Jeep clubs here in the Ozarks. If I ever decided to start another YouTube channel, that's what it would be. It would be a niche channel. all about Jeeps. I go to the Jeep meets on the weekends, and I have no problem coming up with content because different Jeep owners love showing off their souped up Jeeps, take them out four-wheeling. Oh, God, yeah. I have to get a GoPro because if I'm a passenger and we out four-wheeling, I want to make sure that I got a GoPro on because going up those mountain, those... You can't film a video with your phone or tablet without breaking it falling out of the car. You'll have to have a GoPro for something like that. Strap it onto yourself and be filming. And filming is not as easy as it looks because you want different angles. If I got a GoPro, I'm only seeing one angle in front of me, so I have to have another camera. But it can be done. As far as subscribers, that's not a problem. There are 4 Jeep clubs. You get your members to subscribe to your YouTube channel because it's all about Jeeps. And they'll watch. They'll subscribe. Have a podcast studio all decorated, all Jeep themed. And I'm thinking about that because here locally, 4 clubs. But anyway, I'm rambling on again. And so the topic of today's video was supposed to be synchronicities. I was talking about what's happened to me, and I want you to comment below. What synchronicities have you had happen to you? Weird coincidences you can't explain. Now, I think I talked about my late wife, what happened with her. I mean, this is weird as it can get. I kid you not. You heard the story of Brittany Murphy from Clueless and King of the Hill, right? The actress Brittany Murphy. Talk about weird coincidences. Her husband, boyfriend, you got to look it up, died of the same thing in the same room a year after she did, almost on the same day. You got to look it up. Brittany Murphy. I mean, it's a weird coincidence that he would die of the same thing she did in the same room. Almost a year to the day. That's Brittany Murphy. Look it up. Look it up. Look up. I don't remember all the details, but you can look it up yourself. I'm a big fan of Cobra Kai. Here's another synchronicity. There was a scene in The Karate Kid, and when Danny LaRusso was in this match with Johnny, right? And one of the Cobra Kai guys says, "Body bag, yeah!" Well, that same actor, same character, 37 years later in the series Cobra Kai, dies on the show. And they put him in a body bag. That very character. Matter of fact, the actor who played that character died in real life of cancer. In real life. I think the producers of the show may have known that, so they gave him a farewell. A send-off. I think. Otherwise, it's just a strange coincidence. The guy who would say, "Body bag, yeah!" Put him in a body bag, Johnny. Yeah, the same character. Kid you not. You look at Christopher Reeve, the man who played Superman. He dies. A year later, his wife dies. How about Carrie Fisher? She died, 2 days later, her mother dies? Look that up. These are synchronicities. Coincidences. Do you believe in coincidence? Or do you think the world is a simulation? And things are meant to happen for a reason? Because I have to believe that things happen for a reason. Destiny. There are no coincidences. I believe in miracles. And I want you to comment below. Share your story. Now, dealing with my late wife. Okay. This isn't her side of the family. Okay, my late wife passed away January 2019. A year previous, her mother, Lisa, passes away. And the year before then, it was her dad that passed away. And the year after Nicole passed away, in 2020, her brother passes away. So, mother, father, and their 2 kids, the whole family was gone within 3 years. Both parents and both kids. And the cat and the dog and an uncle in between. Actually, 2 uncles passed away in between that time period. So she lost 2 uncles. She lost her mom, she lost her dad, she lost her brother. Her brother died a year after she did. Yeah, first it was her dad, then it was her mom, then she died, then her brother died. And in between all that, in that period, Uncle Joe died. Because I remember he died right... I'm thinking right before Lisa died. Because her dad died, then Uncle Joe died. And then Lisa died. And then Nicole. And then her brother. And the cat and the dog, too. True story. I got death certificates. And so, yeah. It's one of those synchronicities you can't explain. So what has happened to you? What have you experienced, good or bad? Even I'd rather hear the good stories, but I'll hear the bad ones too. So, have you experienced anything, a phenomenon, a strange coincidence that you just can't explain? There's just a remarkable coincidence. This all happened at the same time, on the same day. You know what I'm talking about. So what's happened to you? I've shared my synchronicity, what's been happening with me in the last few days. And I got a whole podcast on this topic. If you go to Spotify, I keep forgetting to promote my podcast on Spotify. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Let's see, Spotify. Well, there it is. On Spotify. That's my handle on Spotify. Just look that up. And there's an episode in here. This is the episode you want to look for. Okay. It's titled The Supernatural and Paranormal That Are Unexplained. It's 1 hour and 26 minutes. So I go into detail. Like I shared some of it here. And because it's audio, I can spend more time. I put an E up there because I don't know why that's there. Maybe I must have used some strong language. But anyway, that's the episode number. It was uploaded April 30th, 2024. So it was almost a year ago that I recorded that. I need to record a new episode for Spotify. I do. So I'm looking for a topic. I got some ideas. Because it's got to be at least an hour and a half to 2 hours long. Because, it's a podcast and it's audio. And you don't want the podcast to be over in 10 minutes in the middle of traffic. Nobody wants that. So, anyway, that's our story. What I've been dealing with. My like I said, I've had this particular individual. They keep showing up in my feed, or I'll watch a movie and their name appears, or there'll be a character. It's like their name keeps popping up. I keep seeing it. Like I said, when you see a slug bug, a Volkswagen Beetle, or when you buy a certain car, all of a sudden everybody in town has that car, right? It's got to be one of them. So it's a form of synchronicity, but it just seems to be happening in frequency. Maybe I'm noticing it, like 1111. Or my deal with the IRS. Just things that seem impossible are happening. Nothing evil, nothing malevolent or anything like that. I mean, it's just, I don't know. What's your story? So we're going to end this video. Otherwise, I'm going to ramble on again. Oh my God, Jeremiah's rambling again. Here he goes again. Rambling like he always does. He can't stop talking. He repeats himself. It's just it's just part of my personality. You know, because I just made a video. We went through an antique store and I talked about having a unique studio. Like this, I'm shooting here. I can't wait to shoot in my main studio. But no matter where I shoot, decor is important because I love my fans. I love all of you guys. And I want to make sure I go out of my way to make you feel welcome. Make me, and I want my set to look inviting, warm, and welcoming. You see some YouTubers, they sit behind the wheel. Where's the creativity in that? Or their set is so cold and uninviting. It is. The color scheme's got to be right. I'm an artist. I can't help but notice colors and just make sure everything. I just want it, when you come to my channel, to be warm, inviting, and welcoming. Yeah. But anyway, what's your synchronicity story? What's your paranormal story? This is a synchronicity. No, not ghost stories or spooks. Or I may do a video on ghosts and stuff like that. I've yet to do one on that topic. I need to do some research before I do it on that particular supernatural topic. We're talking about coincidences in this video. Coincidences. Miracles you've had happen. Things you can't explain. I got a whole book. Angels and the Miraculous. I'm thinking about, there's 101 stories in here. What I'm going to start doing, you know how they have YouTube channels that they read you a story? Well, I might start reading some of these stories to you, but you at least get to see me and see me reacting to these stories. That's different. I mean, there's all kinds of storytelling channels out there, but I might tell a story every once in a while. And these are based on true stories. They're miraculous. I just want to lift people up. I want people to be inspired, because I know a lot of people out there feeling hopeless right now. So every once in a while, I'm going to read a story out of here. But at least you get to see me reading it to you. See me reacting to the story. Yeah. That's what sets me apart from everybody else. Anyway, we're already up to 22 minutes just in this, 30 minutes altogether. So second video we've shot today. It's my day off, so I try to catch up with YouTube. I know it's been a week since you've heard from me, so it's hard to say au revoir. So, a gratin. You know what this means, don't you? You know what it means. You know I'm getting ready to do it. And it's getting closer. And it's getting closer. You know, eventually, I have to get up a little bit. I got to push that button. Here we go. It's getting closer. See? Look at that. Look at that. Push the button. Oh boy.
It's only you. Just back for baby. It's only you. Don't need a dime to play. It's only you. Don't need a dime. It's only you.
It's really good. I promise you.